The Deputy Prime Minister Sheikh Khalid bin Abdullah Al Khalifa chaired the weekly cabinet meeting at Qadibiyya Palace. The cabinet underscored the significance of His Majesty King Hamad bin Isa Al Khalifa's state visit to Oman and highlighted the outcomes of the official talks between His Majesty the King and His Majesty Sultan Haytham bin Tariq of Oman. The discussions affirmed the historical and distinguished ties between the two countries and explored opportunities to enhance cooperation across various sectors. These relations will be further strengthened through the implementation of the agreements, MOUs, and executive programs. The Cabinet emphasized the prompt implementation of these agreements to further enhance bilateral relations and expressed appreciation for the warm hospitality and generous reception extended during His Majesty's visit. The Cabinet emphasized that the Nasser bin Hamad cycling track in the Southern Governorate, inaugurated by the representative of His Majesty the King for Humanitarian Work and Youth Affairs and Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, His Highness Sheikh Nasser bin Hamad Al Khalifa, is part of the Kingdom's initiatives to encourage participation in sports. These initiatives are supported by the first Deputy Chairman of the Supreme Council for Youth and Sports, Chairman of the General Sports Authority, and President of Bahrain Olympic Committee, His Highness Sheikh Khalid bin Hamad Al Khalifa. The Cabinet also praised the efforts of the Ministry of Works in implementing the track. The Cabinet extended its congratulations to the outstanding student of the first semester of the 2024-2025 academic year and acknowledged the Ministry of Education's dedication to advancing the Kingdom's efforts within the education sector. Marking the International Day of Education, the Cabinet hailed the contributions of Bahrain's educational staff in advancing the Kingdom's educational system. The Cabinet affirmed the importance of the ceasefire in Gaza, emphasizing the need for the exchange of prisoners, hostages, and detainees, the facilitation of humanitarian aid entry, and the return of displaced persons to their homes. The Cabinet stressed the necessity for all parties to adhere to the ceasefire agreement and expressed appreciation for the diplomatic mediation efforts of Egypt, Qatar, and the UAE, which played a vital role in achieving this agreement. The Cabinet then approved the following: a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Information Technology and Communication regarding developments in the digital transformation of government services, aiming to enhance the efficiency and accessibility of government procedures. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Foreign Affairs regarding Bahrain's procedures for signing agreements or treaties by international organizations that Bahrain is a member of with other countries and international blocs. A memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs regarding an MOU for the formation of a joint Bahraini-Saudi urban planning team. A memorandum submitted by the Minister of Cabinet Affairs and Chairman of the Board of Directors of the Education and Training Quality Authority regarding the proposed general framework for reviewing the performance of kindergartens. And a memorandum submitted by the Ministerial Committee for Legal and Legislative Affairs on the government's response to 3 proposals submitted by the Representatives Council. The Cabinet then reviewed the following: a memorandum submitted by the Minister of Municipalities Affairs and Agriculture regarding the progress of the Ministry's projects as part of the 2023-2026 government program, and a memorandum submitted by the Minister of Health on the developments in implementing the priorities of the health system as part of the 2023-2026 government program. The Cabinet then noted the following ministerial reports: the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the Dubai International Project Management Forum, the outcomes of Bahrain's participation in the General Assembly meeting of the IRENA and Abu Dhabi Sustainability Week, Bahrain's participation in the Hajj and Umrah Services Conference and Exhibition 2025, and the outcomes of the Manama Retro event as part of the Celebrate Bahrain 2024 season. A high-level delegation from Bahrain, led by the Chairman of the Board of Trustees of the Isa bin Salman Educational Charitable Trust and Chairman of the Board of Directors of Tamkeen, His Highness Sheikh Isa bin Salman bin Hamad Al Khalifa, is set to join global leaders at the upcoming World Economic Forum annual meeting in Switzerland. Bahrain's delegation includes the Minister of Finance and National Economy, Sheikh Salman bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Minister of Sustainable Development, Noor Al Khlaif, the Minister of Industry and Commerce, Abdullah Fakhro, the President of the Court of the Crown Prince, Sheikh Salman bin Ahmed bin Salman Al Khalifa, the CEO of Mumtalakat, Sheikh Abdullah bin Khalifa Al Khalifa, the Director General of the Prime Minister's Office, Hamid Al Mahmid, the CEO of BTEA, Sara Bouhidji, the Advisor to the Board at EDB, Ian Lindsay, as well as senior officials. The 55th annual meeting will bring together a diverse community of leading stakeholders to address key regional and global challenges facing the world economy. The event aims to foster new partnerships to shape a more sustainable and inclusive future. Under the slogan Cooperation for the Smart Age, the World Economic Forum kicks off in Davos, Switzerland. More in this report. Under the theme Cooperation for the Smart Age, with the participation of about 3,000 prominent figures from 130 countries. The World Economic Forum in Davos, Switzerland, will discuss the challenges facing the world in light of the rapid economic and political transformations.
Live from Davos, join us all week for our exclusive interview.
The meeting of the World Economic Forum is underway at Davos.
Path forward in today's geopolitical and economic.
The World Economic Forum, also known as the Davos Forum, highlights 5 key areas, including reimagining growth, industries in the smart age, investing in people, protecting the planet, and rebuilding trust. Through more than 3,000 panel discussions aimed at accelerating progress and addressing global challenges, as well as fostering new partnerships and visions to shape a more sustainable and inclusive future in an era of rapidly advancing technology.
While governments hold many of the levers to deal with the great challenges of our time,
the forum will also pay close attention to the geopolitics of the Middle East, with high-level diplomatic talks discussing developments in Syria and the humanitarian crises in Gaza and Yemen, as well as other issues affecting regional and global stability. The Davos Forum is being held this year at a time when the world is facing many challenges that require a single international pause to address the issues that hinder the march of countries, especially on the economic scene.
We're in the field, sometimes we fail, but that's the only way we will resolve.
The Minister of Transportation and Telecommunications, Dr. Sheikh Abdullah bin Ahmed bin Abdullah Al Khalifa, received the United Nations Resident Coordinator in Bahrain, Khalid Abdessalam Al Maqwad. The Minister affirmed the government's keenness to strengthen cooperation with the UN and its specialized agencies. He pointed out Bahrain's keenness to exchange experiences with the UN, especially in the development and the transportation, communications and digital transformation sectors. Al-Maqwad praised the government's efforts and support for the UN country team, represented by 21 UN agencies, and its close cooperation in supporting the Sustainable Development Goals. The Minister of Youth Affairs, Rawan Tawfiqi, stressed the importance of opening wider horizons to support and empower youth in various fields. She pointed out that the ministry continues to enhance cooperation with its various partners in order to push the youth sector towards advanced levels. The minister also referred to the important role played by youth empowerment centers, noting in this regard the issuance of Decision 1 of 2025 aimed at forming the cooperation committee between the ministry and youth empowerment centers, according to Legislative Decree 21 of 1989. She added that the Cooperation Committee aims to achieve common goals in the fields of youth empowerment, develop their skills, enhance their participation in society, encourage youth empowerment centers to communicate with each other in order to achieve the national strategy for youth empowerment. The minister added that the committee will contribute to activating the role of youth empowerment centers, exchanging experiences, and building partnerships with private sector institutions. Bahrain hosted the second meeting of the GCC Standing Committee for Women's Affairs, which was held at the Supreme Council for Women headquarters. The SCW Secretary General Lulu Al-Awadi opened the meeting by welcoming the GCC delegations and conveying the greetings of Her Royal Highness, the wife of His Majesty the King and President of the SCW, Princess Sabika bint Ibrahim Al Khalifa. Her Royal Highness wished this meeting success, stressing that the work of this committee comes within the framework of coordinating the joint efforts of the GCC countries on women's affairs, empowering them and promoting their progress and leadership. Al-Awadi expressed Bahrain's aspiration for the outcomes of this meeting to achieve more qualitative achievements for Gulf women, stressing that Gulf women have reached very advanced stages. In a speech at the beginning of the meeting, the Secretary General of the SCW for Family Affairs in Kuwait, Iman Al-Anizi, expressed deep thanks and appreciation to Her Royal Highness for the generous invitation to host this meeting in Bahrain, stressing that Her Royal Highness's pioneering efforts in supporting and empowering Gulf women are a source of inspiration and a role model to be emulated. The Information and E-Government Authority, in cooperation with the Ministry of Health and Government and private entities in the health sector, announced the completion of all stages of the comprehensive development and digital transformation of the births and deaths system. The CEO of the IGA, Mohammed Al-Qaid, stressed that the digital transformation of the system represents an achievement that adds to a series of national achievements in the field of digital transformation in Bahrain. He explained that the development phase was initiated since the transfer of the birth and death registration from the Ministry of Health to the IGA in 2019 through the implementation of a comprehensive study. He pointed out the most prominent features of the system, which is achieving a comprehensive electronic transformation process for the registration and notification of birth and death events in Bahrain's hospitals through the immediate sending of notifications electronically without the need to visit the authorities' building. Bahraini driver Hassan Al-Sadadi has written a new chapter in motorsport after successfully finishing the Dakar Rally, one of the most prestigious and challenging off-road races. More in this report.
والآن المخضرم من مملكة البحرين العزيز حسن الصددي.
As part of Bahrain's endeavors to strengthen its position in various international sports forums and tournaments, and to emphasize the commitment to support Bahraini athletes and enhance their ability to compete at the highest levels, Bahraini driver Hassan Al-Sadadi participated in the Dakar Rally and was able to complete it to record the title of the first Bahraini driver to complete the rally on a track considered one of the most difficult off-road track in the world. And his participation confirms the continuous support of the government in various fields. Al-Sadadi was able to occupy in this rally the 83rd place in his category for the 12th and final stage, as he came 107th in the general ranking, and his total time in the rally reached 123 hours, 6 minutes and 3 seconds. As this ranking is his best ranking in the race, while his highest position in the general ranking was 98th place after the 10th stage. The 2025 Dakar Rally is part of the World Rally Championship sponsored by the International Automobile Federation FIA and the International Motorcycle Federation FIM. The event attracts the best rally drivers from around the world, competing in various categories including cars, motorcycles, trucks, M1000 and classic cars.